What is going on, everybody? It's Franz, and we're back again with another Elestrals banned and restricted list update as we're coming in the end of the year, and we have just finished up the last tournament for the year. It's time for them to let us know what is going to be in ban list and restricted list. So let's get in this. Only a 6-minute video. Not much to go with, I'm pretty sure.
Hey casters, today we're excited to share and integrate some new updates to the current Elestrals trading card game. As promised in our most recent restriction update video, we're back with our final changes to the TCG for this year and the current format. The livestream format has been full of initiative, and we're very happy with the game's development towards creating fun game states and unleashing powerful threats. New deck lists, strategies, and archetypes are created every week, and we're always looking out to see what the next big innovation will be. The Elestrals trading card game is more fun when each player can do the things that their deck and strategy want to do, and the livestream format has consistently shown new ways for players to do so across different elements and playstyles. We evaluate strategies around 3 key strengths: speed, consistency, and resilience. It's okay for decks to be good at some of these, but not all of them at once. When strategies become too dominant and prevent decks from flourishing, that's when we need to take action. It's important to note that no ban or restriction is considered permanent, and with the release of each new set, we'll continue to monitor and review our ban list and evaluate whether any changes are needed. Today, I'm excited to announce some new card limits to the game, as well as some card unlimits to shake things up.
Wow.
All changes highlighted will take effect on December 29th, 2025, ahead of our first online Premier tournament of the new year on January 3rd. Now, let's take a look at all of the cards that we'll be limiting to 1 copy in the upcoming format. The first card we're limiting to 1 is Morphrost Bat Form.
Wow.
Morphrost has become
Wow, that's a surprise. More fast bat form though. Like I could see Chimera because Chimera seems to be absolutely ridiculous, but bat form, wow. Okay, thing idea.
a very popular strategy and deck archetype with the new addition of Morphrost Chimera Form. When paired with Morphrost Bat Form, it becomes a very resilient deck that's tough to keep up with.
So why not limit Chimera form instead of bat form? Like you should limit Chimera.
Therefore, by limiting Bat Form to 1 copy, we encourage players to invest more in their Divine Rune, Kione, to help recur Morphrost forms and limit the deck's ability to establish a consistent board repeatedly. Next on the hit to 1 copy is Tadpuff. Over the past couple months, we've seen the power.
You know, with the with the Locagons being as powerful as they are, Tadpuff does make sense going 1 because it is a really good card. It's basically a free ascension on turn 1. If you have Tadpuff in your hand turn 1 and you have these corresponding cards that you need to ascend into it, you get that turn 1. So yeah, it makes sense to make this a 1-up.
Powerful and dominant strategy of Locagon slowly take over the livestream meta. We really like this deck's game plan and consistency, however, it's a bit too fast in our current format. It's okay for Aphrodite to serve as a strong engine once online, but Tadpuff applies the pressure that Locagon presents a bit too quickly and a bit too repeatedly. By limiting Tadpuff to 1 copy per deck, players will still be able to unleash their Locagon strategies, however, they will require a bit more care, ultimately allowing other decks a bit more room to breathe. Also joining Tadpuff is its Frost Nexus form, Tadflow.
I mean, I watched what was it, the Elestrals say that if Tadpuff was gonna get hit, Tadflow was gonna get hit. It makes sense.
While Blizztrix doesn't have the win rate it once did, with the new cards from Livestream, the self-mill strategy has become a bit too explosive when paired.
Ban Blizztrix. It's that simple. I swear, they are trying so hard to keep Blizztrix in the game. They are just limiting or banning everything around Blizztrix, and they refuse to get rid of the problem. Ban Blizztrix, plain and simple.
With Tadflow, as it helps cast a surprise Iwilly, which leads to a potential full board to face. This deck and strategy can be quite swingy, therefore a limit on Tadflow will help keep this experience from becoming too common for players. That's it for our limits in this new restriction update. Now let's take a look at some unlimits.
Wow.
The first card we are removing from our limit list is Race to the Top. This card was one of our first limits.
I mean, it makes sense that they bring this back to 3 because let's be honest, it did cause an issue back when it was first introduced, but now it doesn't seem like it'd be that big of an issue of a card. Seeing there's other better strategies to use that makes Race to the Top not even a card that I don't see many people. Oh, I can put it at 3. I'm gonna put it at 3. Nah.
in 2024 and has remained at 1 per deck since. Even with the growing popularity of Thunderstorm and Bronzaglow deck lists, Thunder has struggled to keep up and remain relevant in the current livestream meta. By removing this limit, we hope to see players experiment more with the Thunder element and regain the ability to swing the game state back in their favor. Now,
even though Thunder was like one of the top decks for a very, very long time until recently,
finally being removed from the limit list is none other than Equalinx. A year ago, Equalinx was an oppressive force, and
I mean, it's still an oppressive force. I don't know why you don't just ban it out, right? But yeah, Equalinx, Popper back row, you know, all that stuff, having it back to 3. It's not like, I mean, Earth definitely we expected, hopefully, to have something great with Earth, but Dionysus just, I feel like Dionysus has been on fraud watch since it's come out because it's not as powerful as Aphrodite. Maybe this will help.
Staple card in Earth strategies. It became a difficult Elestral to face when paired with Demeter, and routinely destroyed multiple opposing runes with its Nexus effect, while surviving behind a wall of efficient counter runes. This is something we don't often see now, and we'd like for Earth to regain the opportunity to control runes on the field. Now, let's heat things up with the Unlimit of Kinleo. The Fire Artifact archetype has cooled off a bit since the release of Livestream. Kinleo rewards a Divine-focused playstyle, while preventing the opponent's field from getting out of hand. With this change, we aim to reignite the fire element and allow players to mix up their playstyle with new Nexus strategies. All 3 of these cards were restricted when the Elestrals trading card game looked very different, and efficient removal was one of the defining factors of a successful deck. We hope these updates encourage players to experiment and improve the comeback potential across multiple elements and strategies. That's it for our limits and unlimits. However, we have one more change that we would like to make, one that we can no longer avoid. For the first time ever, we are opening the gates and releasing a card that was sent to Tartarus.
Really?
Lycovoid, Champion of Artemis.
Why even do that? You already this doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense because you already made an escape from card which fixes this. So why even bring it back?
This was one of the most heavily discussed bans earlier this year. When the card was initially released in Divine Champions Firestorm, alongside a wide variety of existing support, this Lycovoid proved to be too powerful for the meta at the time, ultimately leading to being banned shortly after release. We later released an Escape from Tartarus title variant with a new effect in our Artemis starter deck from Livestream. We're very happy with the decision we made at the time, however, we believe it's now time for Lycovoid Champion of Artemis to make its return. With Livestream's increased focus on synergy, Lycovoid's splashability is less of a concern, now that multiple elements have been granted a similar strategy and ability to swarm the board. The Escape from Tartarus variant of the card will continue to be legal for the foreseeable future. We expect these adjustments to be our final balance changes ahead of the Sunstrike format. However, we'll continue to evaluate the format over the coming months, and we'll provide an update on any changes.
Wow, I'm surprised they didn't send anything else to Tartarus. That's really surprising to me. Bat form, Tadpuff and Tadflow, everyone was talking about, yeah, if you get Tadpuff, Tadflow definitely has to be hit. But again, banning Blitztrix is a must. Because I guarantee you when Sunstrike comes out next year, it's going to have some stuff in there for Frost. It's going to help Blitztrix again. And they'll limit or ban around Blitztrix instead of dealing with Blitztrix itself.
We believe are required after our final Premier Tournament in February, ahead of our 2026 World Championships. We're very excited to see what new decks emerge and how current strategies evolve when these changes go live on December 29th, ahead of our January 3rd online Premier Tournament. That concludes our final restriction update for 2025. Thank you so much for tuning in. On behalf of the entire Elestrals team, we wish you a happy holiday and a wonderful new year.
It's great to see Kinleo coming back, Equalinx as well, if you like the splashability of Equalinx, you know, Pop comes back row. Race to the Top definitely feels like it stayed on the limit list way too long. It does feel like that card, like, Thunder definitely has taken a hit. It definitely has been Water and Earth and Frost as your big 3 for this format. Thunder really hasn't had anything, and I don't know if bringing Race to the Top back is going to be that thing that reignites Thunder too and brings it back up to like the top of the best of the best decks. But it's definitely not going to hurt. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. I'll see you guys for whenever we start the Sunstrike reveals. Until then, my name is Franz, and I'll see you guys later.